Great stuff there from Louise and Will Govan. Will, reel it in. Reel it in. Great stuff. And now let me see. Who have I got with me here now? Mama Kaz, you stay where you are because we will be talking about you later on. Joe Keenan, Sally and Siobhan. We've got an article on Transart coming up a bit later on. I'll tell you a bit more about that later on. But here, look, we've got an album. We played this last week. We promised you that we would have Marie Therese McCartin in with us, and she's here with me now, live in colour. Marie Therese, you're very, very welcome.
Thank you very much, Paul.
It's good to see you. And we love your album. Everybody loves it here in the studio, and everybody wants my copy. This my copy. But it really is beautiful. It's fabulous music on it. And such... But tell me about the album. Tell me about the idea for it, first of all. Where did you get the idea from?
Okay. Well, from a very young age, I was very much influenced by Richard Clayderman and Phil Coulter. Loved both of their styles of piano playing. So played a lot of their music growing up. And it was something I always wanted to do then, was to do my own album of in similar style. So,
and did Richard Clayderman and Phil Coulter a certain style of music? But the stuff on this is really, really beautiful. This is really, really melancholic stuff, isn't it? It's really, it's lovely, emotive, emotional music.
It is, yeah.
It's very old world.
It is. There's a couple of Moore's melodies on there. We've got, so that's going back a bit, and we have some of the oldest tunes from Ireland, the Rose of Tralee, Rose of Mooncoin.
Yeah. Give you an idea what's on this now. The Rose of Tralee, Black is the Colour, O Roche de Vahawalia, Rose of Mooncoin, Another April Day.
Yes. That's
hold on a minute now. I've never heard of that one. What's that one?
That is my own original piece of music. A piece of music that I wrote a few years ago. And I wrote the melody to go with some lyrics which my father had written. Now the name of that short little poem was Another April Day, which is where the title comes from. So the video that you did show last week is the instrumental version.
Yes.
But that's where it got its name. And then we ended up giving the album the title Another April Day.
Another April Day. So Dad Tommy wrote the lyrics.
Poem, yes.
Good man, Tommy. So it was a poem and you turned it into a song?
Yes. And we do have it on the album as a bonus track.
I see it here,
with the vocal arrangement.
Another April Day song. And that's you singing on it?
Yes.
And we'll be showing the video now in a couple of moments because we're going to get Marie Therese to talk a bit about the video. Is fabulous, beautiful. In Castle Leslie, was it?
That's right, yeah. We went up there and shot the video. We did a little bit inside and then we got a piano outside the grounds. And
before you talk any more about it, I want everybody to pay attention now because the proceeds of the album are going to a very, very worthy cause, a very worthy charity. Something that we mightn't have heard much about that Marie Therese is going to tell us about now. What is it, Marie Therese?
Now, the charity is B for Battens. That's B-double-E. B for Battens, or the Saoirse Foundation. So Batten's disease is something that quite a few people are not yet aware of or familiar with. It's a disease which is genetic, and it affects the nervous system, eventually leading to complete disability in the child. At the moment it's fatal, so there is a very short lifespan at the moment. B for Batten's Foundation was set up in 2010. Now it's not just for people who are affected with Batten's disease. It's for people with that are affected by all rare diseases, of which, believe it or not, we have 6,000 rare diseases in Ireland at the moment. Now, for each of those 6,000 diseases, there may be maybe only 2 or 3 people affected by any one of them.
Yes, yeah.
So, you know, to get a support group, to get support for the cause or get information is quite difficult if you find yourself in that situation. So B for Battens do a tremendous amount of work to get information to people, get support groups set up for people, and then through funding and medical research. Obviously, the ultimate goal is to one day, please God, find a cure for the disease. Yeah. But at the moment, they're doing great work to ensure, you know, a better quality of life to those that have the disease and their families and those affected.
The proceeds of your album
Now, there's a donation from the album, so it's in support of the charity.
Right, brilliant. That is brilliant. So a donation from each...
From from each album. Or if you go into iTunes and decided to download a particular single, it's also a donation per single also.
So it's on iTunes
It's on iTunes.
Brilliant. So what do we look for? Marie Therese McCartin?
Marie Therese McCartin, and then the album Another April Day.
Have you Facebook?
Yes, I do indeed.
Have you website?
I do.
Look in there and tell the people about it.
Okay, the web address is www.marietrese, that's M-A-R-I-E, Trese, T-H-E-R-E-S-E, McCartin, M-C-C-A-R-T-I-N, marietheresemccartin.com. And you'll find the video on the website, from which there's a link to go into Beef for Battens directly if you'd like to support them directly. Or, as I say, if you choose to go to iTunes or buy the album, there's a donation to Beef for Battens.
Fantastic.
And the Beef for Battens web address is www.b, that's Buzzy B, B-E-E, for Battens, BATTENS.org.
Fantastic. And a very, very worthy cause, as Marie Therese told us there. Back to the album.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 60-piece orchestra.
Yes.
Tell me, the 60-piece orchestra, from where?
The Moldovan Radio Orchestra.
Right.
So, yeah, I got the opportunity to have the orchestra record, and thought that would be nice. So the orchestra is on 11 tracks on the album. And
it sounds absolutely amazing. I've listened to the album a couple of times. It really does sound... It's fantastic stuff on it. And your producer?
Producer is Frank McNamara.
Frank McNamara. Now, certain viewers will remember Frank McNamara was the musical producer on the Late Late Show in the 80s. I know this because I worked with Frank Sinatra, I was going to say. I wish I did work with Frank Sinatra. Frank McNamara with a band called C60 we had, and he produced a
very good.
And his associate producer went on to produce U2.
Okay.
But even better again, I'm talking to you, Marie Therese.
Absolutely.
But Frank, good to work with?
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic musician.
Yeah.
I love his arrangements. Couldn't have had anybody better work with me, and come up with the album. That's just as I envisaged it. It's what I wanted day one. So really, really pleased with that.
So you're absolutely delighted with it, right? Dave, if you could play the bit of the video now, we're going to listen to a bit of it, and then myself and Marie Therese are going to come in, because there's a few questions I want to ask about this now, about this video now. Just run it there till we have a look now. This is Another April Day.
Yes.
And look, you have a grand piano there worth quadrillions of euros at the lake's edge. How did you get that there?
Now, I got that piano dropped up to the grounds by Niall McLean from the Music and Piano Centre in Ballinode in Monaghan.
Who's this? Hold on, who's this? I recognise that person.
That's my sister Deirdre. That's Deirdre.
Deirdre. That's another of the McCartins.
That's her, yeah.
Oh, good stuff. And she's the flautist.
She is indeed, yeah.
Fantastic. It's beautifully shot. Who made the video?
A guy called Jared Haughey, living in Edgeworthstown.
That's fantastic.
Yes, very good, very well done. Great work on his behalf.
Did it take long to make? Did the video itself take long to make?
It took less than a day.
Less than a day.
I'm sure an awful lot more work and days went into it after that to you know, get it edited down and all of that.
It takes an awful lot of time,
it does,
doesn't it? You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's
3 minutes work when it's finished.
Yeah.
But it's incredible what goes into it. Very, very long day.
How long did it take?
Oh, it would have taken the best part of the day, you know, but you're up at the crack of dawn and you have to get there first, so it makes for a long
Marie
day.
Therese, what's next? What's the next stage of your plan? What are you going to do now? You're going on the road to promote that?
Now, we have a concert that I'm involved in coming up on the 12th of August. Liam Lawton is doing a concert in the Dome as part of the Flacchiol Nahairn. 12th of August, it's a Sunday, 7:30, and I will be playing at that.
Brilliant.
I'll be playing and singing at that.
When is that again?
That's the 12th of August.
12th of August.
7:30.
7:30 with
The
Liam
Dome.
Lawton.
Tickets are €10. They're available at Multisound, and they're also available on the Flacchiol website, www.flacchiol.ie. Now, there will be some other guests there in the night as well.
Yes.
Cavan Donoghue, harpist, Savannah Donoghue, saxophone player and flautist, and then Aoife Murray, singer, will also be along on the night.
Fantastic, and it's great stuff. Get the album, Marie Therese McCartin, Another April Day, and it's available in all good record shops.
It's available nationwide at all record stores, yes, and of course it's also on iTunes.
Brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. That's Marie Therese McCartin. Marie Therese, thanks a million for coming in.
Not at all, thank you for having me.
Been an absolute pleasure. And then, it's like pulling teeth. Didn't I tell you it'd be no bother? Didn't I tell you it'd be cool? Like, you know, you can relax. We're going to talk about rock and roll now. Speaking of rock and roll, next week, we played this last week, right? We played this video last week. And as the saying goes nowadays, it's gone viral. It's gone ballistic. And no wonder. This is Mama Kaz. Mama Kaz. We're watching you, baby. You're going to be here next week with that nutcase of a drummer. You're going to be here having the crack with us next week. But here she is with a fantastic video featuring her daughter Avril as well. Avril, you can come down as well. Lipstick and cocaine. Let's have a listen. She's here next week. Thanks, Marie Therese.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Lipstick and cocaine hurting my brain, laying in my bed on my head, feel the pain. A uniformed man at the door says, come with me, darling, it'll be okay. He says, come dance with me, it'll be alright. He says, you can do it, just one more fight. Lipstick and cocaine down the rivers of hell. Too many locked doors, no one hears you yell. A knock at the door from the doctor says, come with me, darling.
Now, just to whet your appetite, because she'll be here with us next week. She's, as they say in Cavan, she's a broken shoulder at the moment, but she'll be here with us next week, and she is a nutcase of a drummer. We're going to have great crack next week, I guarantee you. That video has gone, as I say, viral. It's gone through the roof. Everyone's talked about it throughout the country, and it's brilliant too. Now, before I go to the next article, very, very quickly, what were the dogs' names?
Oh, Puccini and Chopin.
Puccini and Chopin. We forgot to mention Marie Therese's dogs, Puccini and Chopin. So now everybody's happy. Now, Transart Cavan, Joe Keenan, Sally O'Dowd and Siobhan Halton had this fantastic thing going around Cavan town during the Fleadh. And it's different parts of the town are covered in graffiti, but not like you'd expect, not the usual. But this is really good stuff now. And we went out with them and filmed some of the stuff. So I'm going to say good night now, and I'll see you here next week with Kaz Mama Kaz. Lady, we're waiting. This is Transart. Make sure you go and see it, and look out for the Transart on Facebook, on their website. Like us on Facebook. Do the whole lot. Thanks to Emma. Thanks to Marie Therese. Thanks to Mick. And of course, thanks to Dave. I can't thank Brian because I don't know where he is. But anyway, here's Transart. Make sure you have a look. See you next week. Transart Cavan takes place during the Flower here in Cavan. It's between the 4th and the 19th. Is that right, Sally?
That's right.
4th and the 19th. And there's various installations around the town. And I have 3 of the people involved with me today. Sally is one, Siobhan is another, and Joe is another. We're going to get them to tell you about the pieces that are around the town and where you can see them. I'm going to start with this one behind us. And this is Sally O'Dowd, who's going to tell us a bit about this one.
Okay, well, this piece is by an artist called Macer, who's an Irish artist and works primarily on the street, using it as his canvas, really. And yeah, he just came down and spotted a nice site and added a bit of colour to it. And
so he's been all around the town?
He's been all around the town, so he's got a few pieces up around the town.
And this one here is in Ash Street?
This is Thomas Ash Street.
So you'll find it as you go around the town. Now they're hidden around the town. And now we're going to go to Joe Keenan, who's going to tell us about the next piece.
Thanks, Paul. This is another piece by Macer, and it was done on Friday night. We used projection from about 40 foot away to project the image on, and it was outlined on Friday night, and then it was actually spray painted on Saturday using a cherry picker to get up to it. Over to Siobhan now for another graffiti piece.
Thank you, Joe. Here we are at Cavan Institute, the old St Clair's building just off Main Street behind Chapter 1, and if you look up you'll see the next piece, and this piece is done by Canvas. Canvas is an Irish artist, graffiti artist, and this piece is a beautiful piece. It's called Nobody's Baby. And the St Clair's building is it's the main event hub of the Transart event.
Okay, so here we are at another of Canvas's piece. This is at the north entrance, or the top entrance to St Clair's building, and it's a kind of a clown. The artist himself, Canvas, described it as one of the states of grief. I guess you'd have to get more info from the artist on that one, or yeah, well, they're great, and it's one of many he's done around the town. Super. Over to Joe.
Okay, we're now on Town Hall Street here at the pedestrian crossing, and this is another canvas piece called Smile, and love this. This was done, I was involved in this. I stopped the traffic on Friday morning at 7 AM as he did this, and it's a lovely piece. And also over in the Market Square we have on the canopy here we're going to have a piece by Conley and Cleary that's going to hang under the canvas, and that's going to be part of the Transart, one of the 13 venues around the town where the art is going to be on display. Now over to Siobhan.
I'm here on Abbey Street with another piece from Canvas, the graffiti artist, and it's of a ballerina with a balloon. It's a beautiful, simple, delicate piece. Over to you, Joe.
This is a second piece of canvases on Abbey Street. It's another version of the clown. It's looking in the opposite direction, and it's about 3 times bigger. That's the only difference. But it's one of 7 pieces that Canvas has done, and he is coming down next weekend to do some more with DMC and other graffiti artists.
Thanks very much, Joe. We're over on Bullock Lane now, just off the main street. And this is the third and final piece by Macer. There's a few inspirations, so I guess he's looking at the kind of optical illusion of it, and one of his influences he spoke about over the weekend was MC Escher and Bridget Riley. Yeah. Then this Bullock Lane is also one of our venues, and it's going to house the work of Julie Foster and Annika Carpenter.
Before I bring you to our final street art piece, I want to invite you all to 61 College Street on the 4th of August, where Sally O'Dowd is holding a tea party, and it'll be in celebration of our launch. where we'll be starting at 3 p.m. at Cavan Institute, the old St Clair's building on the main street in Cavan. And now we'll go over to our final piece by Canvas, which is a really unusual piece. This piece was done in charcoal, and Canvas did a pace-up. It's a beautiful piece of a little girl, and her name is Eva. We're here on Jubilee Terrace, and you'll find it if you follow the magenta trail, which will be leading you all around town to the different street art pieces.
Now, as we come to the end of the tour, we have Sally, Joe and Siobhan here, just to round up on some information for you where the actual events are taking place throughout the town and the dates, etc. Sally, over to you first.
Okay, thanks Paul. Well, we're up on Fair Green. We're at the second last piece of canvas here on the window of this house. I think it's quite striking. I like how it's positioned really. And I think what they've done over the weekend has been fantastic. I just want to put that in there and say it's just been great to have them down, and look forward again to next weekend. Also look forward to the big launch day, which is the 4th of August from 3 until 7 p.m. Starting at St Clair's Cavan Institute, Old St Clair's Convent, behind Chapter 1 off the main street.
Yeah, and then we're doing a sort of, after the opening, we're doing a walk around to all the different venues and sites, starting off with St Clair's Church, where there's a dance piece. Then we head down to Gaffney and Cullivan's, where we have Rita Duffy, and there's 2 other pieces there as well. Rita Duffy's and Aideen Barry and Orla Galligan is there as well. Then we head over to the library, where we have Carlotta Hester, and then we head on up to St Augustine's Hall, where Siobhan Halton has a piece there. And then,
Patricia's got so much going on. So much. It's like, how do we do this? I've got a piece in St Augustine's building. Yeah, it's an exterior piece that's going to be there, and you'll be seeing that for the 4th of August, for the launch day for the IFI. And if you want to see any of the street art, there'll be a magenta trail going round, so you can follow the magenta trail and see where it leads you.
Where does that start?
That starts at the old Cavan Institute, the old St Clair's building on Main Street.
And it'll be on the pavement, so to speak.
It'll be on the pavement, so you'll be able to follow magenta. Magenta will be the colour.
this is our logo here, Transart logo. So anywhere you see that, there will be an event on. 13 spaces around the town. Swimming pool. Philip Napier is doing an amazing piece there.
Really exciting.
Is that one of your 3D pieces?
No, it's actually a boat that's going to be in the swimming pool with some elderly swimmers swimming around it, and the piece will be videoed and documented, and we'll be showing that in Transart as well.
Show us the back of the t-shirt.
Oh, back of the t-shirt.
Out all the way, that's fantastic.
This is an artist, Michael Mayhew. He's coming over for the performance weekend from the on the 11th and 12th, Saturday the 11th and Sunday the 12th. We've got 12 different performance artists coming from all over, like from quite a few of them from Ireland, all over the country, the UK, Manchester, and Germany. We're going to have an interesting piece from Germany. It's a lady called Eliza Haug, and she's going to be doing a performance piece using Skype on the computer, video conferencing call type thing, and she's going to be instructing the audience to kind of get involved in the performance. So
I think she's sending some pieces over as well, is she, to interact with the audience.
Yeah, so a great interactive piece.
That will be on Saturday the 18th of August at 5 p.m. in Cavan Institute, Old St Clair's building.
In the old building.
In the old building.
Just in case people are going out to the new building there.
Yeah, no, it's behind Chapter 1, and that's going to be really the hub of the whole Transart, even though there's another 12 spaces as well.
And would that be the place to go for general information if you wanted to know?
Yeah, and even coffee.
And souvenirs.
Yeah, so we're going to have a souvenir shop, which should be quite unusual. We're getting all the artists to submit different souvenir pieces, as strange and wacky as they can make them.
So we're really looking forward to opening that up to the public and inviting you all in, really.
Any spaces we've left out?
We've also got loads of stuff for family. Sorry, Joe.
Family,
Sorry,
yeah.
we've got loads of stuff for family on the family day. we've got Circle Isloo, which is a fantastic little puppet theatre, and you can go and see the family of the theatre, and it's going to be a great one for the family. We've also got workshops going on. They're pop-up workshops, and they'll be in different locations around the town, so call into the Cavan Institute, the old St Clair building, for information on that. Also check out our Facebook, and it'll be updated every day with information on Transart. Also, we've got a great thing from Philip Doherty. It's called Senses, and it's a sensory piece, performance piece. So we're used to Philip being a theatre man, so he's actually turned his hand. And Joe, we have to mention Joe Doherty as well. They're going to be, that's going to be on the 18th and 19th of August in the main hub.
And another interesting thing is we have performances and other pieces going on in 4 different churches. We have St Clair's Church, where there's a dance performance. In the Church of Ireland grounds, there's a dance performance and also an installation piece. In the cathedral, well, John Byrne is doing
really exciting. Art
well, there's Rite of Spring and an art mass, a huge piece on a Friday night. But also in there, Peter O'Hanlon is given 2 talks, one on the 13th and one on the 17th at 3 p.m. about the Harry Clark windows. That's how they came to be in the church, in the cathedral in Cavan. Really interesting story there. Then the next church is the Presbyterian Church. Jane McCormick has a piece in the hall, sort of just behind the Presbyterian Church, just a lovely little hall behind the church. Is that 4 churches?
Yeah, the St Clair's. Yeah, the cathedral and that.
1, 2. Yeah, that's
such an exciting venue to
yeah.
have.
Amazing.
Huge. We have 42 artists involved in the whole thing. Huge amount of preparation and thanks to people, Arts Office.
And we've also got Arts Hour.
Oh.
Watch out for Arts Hour.
So if you fancy a pint.
Arts Hour it's actually taken over the town. It's really taken over.
It's a sort of like happy
we haven't
hour.
done enough.
Yeah. If we haven't been taken over.
It's a take on happy hour really,
Yeah.
and it's for 1 hour each day over the 2 weeks. At the same time in every pub there will be an art video. The same art video will be shown, so there'll be 14 art videos over the 14 days and in each pub. So if somebody doesn't like it, they can't go out into the other pub and for the pint, because it'll be on there as well.
So we're really bringing the art to the people.
Yeah. So it's a very exciting mix of venues, you know, diverse venues and performances all around.
We've had a lot of support from local people and institutions, organisations, the Arts Office, the Arts Council.
Nobody has said no.
We've just, it's
incredible.
Super.
And we really experienced it this weekend with the graffiti artists as well.
Yeah. We've had to borrow ladders from people, like anything we needed. It was just go into a place, you can take that, you know, fantastic.
Brilliant. So finally, in closing, what about the entire details now? Transart Cavan takes place on
the 4th of August to the 19th of August. And the main hub is the old Cavan Institute, the old St Clair building. And if you want to check us out on Facebook, it's trans.arts or art.cavan, and we'll be updating that every day. So you'll be finding out the locations and all that.
And if there's any changes in the programme. We also have a catalogue coming out that's covering everything really. It's got all the information in it and history of the buildings that we're using and all information about the artists as well.
Full colour. 80 pages.
80 pages.
With schedules
histories of the town.
and all the information on all the artists. So it's a real
and that was
kind
made
of
under absolutely no pressure, which was great.
Yeah, no.
And actually to note that our artists are actually, there's a lot of international, national and local
We've got
artists.
artists
so
coming over from
mix
New
of
York.
Artists coming New York, London,
Washington,
Cyprus,
Washington,
Berlin. So it's great. It's going to be really
brilliant.
Really
Well, we really all.
And we just hope that the FLA doesn't get left behind with all of this.
And we're really grateful to the FLA for bringing the FLA to
such a huge audience.
Oh yeah,
seriously,
Right, so that's Transart, 4th through the 19th of August, and there's the logo showing us the logo once again. So, Siobhan, Joe, and Sally, thanks very much.